This PLL All-Star Edition of the Sports Gambling Podcast is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. You can win up to 325 times your entry with their Pick 8. Sign up with SGPN to claim your special pick and first-time deposit offer up to $250 in bonus cash. UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code SGPN. We're also brought to you by Rhythm. Get the best data-driven props and picks from Rhythm. Claim your 7-day free trial today by going to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM.
Cox. He's one of those guys who will get penetration.
Welcome everyone to the Sports Gambling Podcast. I'm Sean, stacking the money green with my partner in picks, Ryan, Real Money Kramer. What's happening, Kramer? Dog.
Real Roll Woods. On vacation, got the shirts. Roll Woods. Big win coming off the schneid. We're back. The number one Redwoods fan told me to have patience, that we would eventually get to where we needed to be. One win. I'm feeling great, Sean. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for joining the show, Ryan. Joining us as well, the Lax Laddie himself, a.k.a. the man in the box, C.J. Sullivan. What's happening, C.J.?
Yeah, good, fellas. I'm glad I showed up to bring a little professionalism to this show. Like I'm talking to
if you're not watching the video, CJ's the only one not wearing sunglasses. Ryan and I both coming live from vacation. Did we have to do this show? Maybe, but either way, we said we're gonna do it. We're gonna be in vacation mode, and we're gonna grab CJ to hop on. CJ, you're chaos.
Oh, is that what it is? Vacation mode. I thought it was more of a. I was given more of a witness protection vibe, but kind of like this, undisclosed location. But all right, vacation. I mean, it seems enjoyable. I know some of you were down below, whereabouts unknown. Something I dream of every day, to get a new identity and dip out there. Just by Kramer's tone alone, doesn't sound like he's coming back anytime soon. But glad we could come in for All-Star Weekend in Louisville, Kentucky.
All-Star Weekend. Shout out to Michael Sowers, one of the Water Dogs who actually showed up. Coming off that, I mean, what a despicable loss by the fucking Water Dogs. This team is just I got to pull back the curtain. They're a fucking pile of shit. How do you get blanked in the second half? Can't even get the hot yoga. I thought the lead was safe. Went big on the Dogs money line. They just goose egged me. I don't know. I thought it was all the face-off guy. They got a face-off guy, and then they still. I don't know how. Now the Cannons, after the Cannons lost that first game of homecoming, I knew they were probably in trouble. It was a bounce back spot. It was brutal, but
that was all part of the handicapping. If you listen to the show that we did together, I believe I laid it out there exactly on the line, just like that the Woods are getting their first win right off the plane, cross country, the desperate team, and then Cannons, they got to split. They're not going to lose a doubleheader. They're not going to win a doubleheader. They're not going to lose a doubleheader. So then the Water Dogs are in trouble. I don't even blame the Dogs on that. That was just wrong place, wrong time.
Yeah, CJ coming off a nice 6-2 week. Making the show look legit. I somehow went 5-3 and 0-2 on my locks. I still can make fun of Kramer, who his locks are at 10%. So even though my locks are at 30%, I can still talk shit on Kramer's 10% locks.
CJ and I were discussing this before the show. Much like the league office, there seems to be some sort of East Coast bias here. I don't know if I can trust any of the numbers with this show. At this point, I'm purely only looking at the one win by the Roll Woods as the only authentic thing that the PLL has going for it.
Well, CJ, I'll have you know, hanging out with the family down here in Costa Rica. We did a waterfall hike. It was very fun. I didn't bring my phone. My dad was taking photos, and then there was one waterfall off into the distance, pretty far, that had like a 35-foot ladder, and I had to get my dad. I'm like, you got to take a photo of that ladder. He goes, why do you want me to take a photo of a ladder? I go, I gotta show it to CJ. He's like,
Yeah, absolutely.
Why would CJ care about a photo of a ladder? I'm like, oh, you got to listen to the show, Dad. Come on. The ladders are a big part of our branding now.
I like pulling the dad into it to take the photo and make it a family event. But and I just did see the photo right before airtime. Didn't have time to comment. I love it. I don't know how longer you're down there for, but I might get a request. Somebody's got to get on that damn ladder. I don't know if it's Garth or somebody.
I briefly considered walking up the ladder and like giving out a
there
pick, and then going down. I mean, the water slide was a real that people. I jumped off the high tower. That was my adventurous thing. But the water slide, that was the death trap. So I avoided the water slide and stuck to jumping off the rickety ladder. I mean, Costa Rican engineering is really. They'll be like you walk back through this jungle area. And they'll have like like a little rope bridge, and you see what's securing it, and you look over, and it's a piece of garden hose or some wiring.
They just don't have the regulations down there that we're
their catchphrase is Pura Vida, which it translates to pure life, but really it just means, hey, fuck it, kind of do whatever you want. I was driving back from this long day hiking, hanging out, eating whatever, and driving back on this highway, and this asshole is going like 85, passes me on the left through the double yellow, and then cuts me off, and it was a police car. So just kind of gives you the that's kind of the state of affairs. It's a real anything goes country, which is
fair enough. I'll Photoshop myself on that ladder or something, or AI involved.
Oh, yeah.
We'll get us up there. I don't want you,
Sean.
I don't want you visiting any Costa Rican emergency rooms by any means.
New segment name: Subir la Escalera.
Yes, I like that.
Let's climb the ladder in Spanish for all you Americans.
Muy bien.
Me and us expats south of the border, we're feeling good about the Spanish.
We are feeling great. Hey, if you guys signed up over on underdogfantasy.com, you can climb the ladder towards, the pick 8 is insane, 325 times your entry. You don't need to get that crazy. You can just do a little pick 2. I've been cleaning up just playing like whatever sort of bonus pick 'em they got, tie it to like Ohtani, higher 1.5 bases. The Phillies bats have been hot. You can just kind of tie it to whatever lock you got. The specials are great. And the minimums on some of the specials, I got down like $30 on some of these adjusted numbers that they give out. Super fun fantasy projections, higher, lower. Again, the pick 8 if you want to go hard. But the pick 2, pick 3, super profitable if you play it right. And, of course, Best Ball Mania gets you, up to $15 million in prizes. Up for grabs. Make sure you get over there. And of course, shout out to Circa Sports. Kramer and I are going to be back at Circa, filling in for the VSiN Morning Show starting July 22nd. So if you're up at 4 a.m. Doing some crank and want some sports gambling talk, check out VSiN. Or if you're just an early bird on the East Coast, 4 to 7, and Mitch and Paulie filling in for those guys. Good gents. And, of course, Circa Millions, Circa Survivor. That is right around the corner. We're going to be out there for contest weekend, August 22nd through the 24th. Get in, sign up for the contest, footballcontestproxy.com, promo code SGP. Get you $50 off. But get started today over at circasports.com.
Sean, I do have some I have Easter eggs planned for every day of Follow the Money. Hopefully, paying homage to our favorite VSiN hosts. Yes,
you're gonna fit right in there. By the way, I watched some of that Follow the Money last week, and Mitch, I believe, very similar to you, Kramer, where I believe he's got a future ticket on Angel Reese to win that Rookie of the Year.
Ooh.
So he's joined your party of just slander on Caitlin with making up. I know you would have said she's not an athlete, not athletic. Mitch went as far as to say that Caitlin Clark can't shoot, which I've never heard before. That is for an argument.
That's the one thing she can do. What are you talking about?
I love this.
She turns the ball over. She doesn't box out.
Yeah, that was amazing. Right. But can't shoot. What?
Of all the Caitlin Clark slander.
So you'll
So,
fit right in
PL
right there, Kramer.
I can't wait. Now I'm going to reference this, and I'm also going to ask you to prepare a dossier of other hot takes we should be referencing and following up on.
I'm up to sniff, and our favorite guy, Humans, has been guest hosting this week, so he's been adding.
Oh yeah. You don't think I'm going to have me some
I thought
root beer
Humans
on
was
the
out
show.
there. It was Matt Humans was out golfing in 115-degree heat. Got to respect that. Kind of a maniac. And then I also saw some people were responding to his, to what I'm sure he was joking to some degree, but saying he could hit a major league fastball, saying he could. What was it, CJ? He could
make three out of 5 soccer penalty kicks versus a professional, not just a professional goalie, but the England's professional goalie, who might be one of the best probably in the world.
I mean, Kramer, you're a soccer coach. How is Matt Humans not in the Euros with that kind of leg?
Yeah, I would say that if I was breaking down the gimmick, it's certainly one of the easier things to do as a basic human being. But the professional goalies are basically like jokers with wingspan, with agility. I would imagine I would take the under, honestly. I could put
over.
Definitely. Yeah.
We actually did this actually in my Chicago poker days and stuff. Every World Cup this happens. The Americans watch soccer and they start getting drunk.
I can do that.
Yeah, they start complaining about the rules. This is ridiculous. This is so easy. I can do that. Next thing you know, there was 20 of us at a park, 8 a.m, surrounded all these kids. We took over this one park. My buddy and this other guy had a $2,000 bet, about $20,000 worth of prop bets all around, hitting buddies. It was a 5.5 line set out of 10, and the under hit. It was a great moment.
Well, I mean, CJ, we are talking to a guy who said he could nail a 47-yard field goal. So maybe Kramer's not the best one to chime in on these. On these outrageous,
get him out there. Stadium swim. Did you see the Boise State kicker kicked a 60-yarder? Lengthwise across Stadium swim, he jolted a 60-yard field goal yesterday for
Mountain West Media
Day. Which Dundee's? Can we get Dundee and Humans on a golf course at 115 degrees together?
Colby doesn't golf. He hates the game. I don't know.
Who's golfing at 115? Just get him out there. Let's get the picture.
You'll have to talk to Colby about why he doesn't want to golf, period. All right. PLL actually has an all-star game. Michael Sowers is on the roster. Saw a lot of hot takes on the all-star roster. Apparently it's all fan voting. So
yeah, it looks like it.
There's been some blowback on Brennan O'Neill. Oh, he's overrated. He just had one good game, and we'll talk a little futures, but he's up to 10-1 now, rookie of the year. We were kicking ourselves briefly for not getting our MVP bet in on Brendan O'Neill. Meanwhile, that ship has sailed according to the market. So maybe we're fortunate we didn't get that in.
No, I wouldn't mind jumping back in there. I saw the number came right back to us, right? Is he at 100-1?
Yeah, it's basically
right. We got a whole season ahead of us. The good stuff's ahead of us.
Let's just talk MVP. Jeff Teat is minus 10,000.
That's insane.
Brett Dobson 35-1. Asher Noltein 35-1. Blaze Reardon 60-1. Michael Sauer 75-1. Kieran McCardle 75-1. And shout out whoever was in the chat last week. I said Michael Sowers is a dark horse MVP. Now he hit 75-1, but he's 5th in the odds, so I'm not crazy. And then there's a bunch of guys who are 100-1, including our bet. Rob Pinnell is 100-1. We got him good CLV at 45-1. But CJ, are you getting down on any PLL MVPs at this point?
Well, and I also saw Pinnell's a reserve out here in the All-Star game, which isn't great
Not
for an
a great
MVP
sign.
vote, right? Since it is a narrative-driven base. When I saw those numbers you threw out there, I kind of like that the Brendan O'Neill's back to 100-1 because he is a guy. He's exactly the same we said when he was 100-1 before. He has the capabilities of taking over. We have the whole second half of the season to go. He could put a team on his back. He's the kind of guy that he's like the LeBron James type that the league will want to promote.
Yes.
They're not idiots like the WNBA. They're not going to tell Caitlin Clark to sit home and they get the Tristan Thomas of the world, giving her Rookie of the Year or some shit. They're giving it to Brendan O'Neill. So at 100-1, I think it's a blessing. How can we make the same mistake twice? I'm saying.
I'm in on O'Neal at 100-1.
Yeah.
Even though I just said it's crazy. And I'm also going to take 2 small sprinkles on my boy Michael Sowers and Keenan McCardle, because this is purely a market play. How can the Water Dogs be 10-1 to win it all, and Sowers and McCardle be 75-1? CJ, in what world are the Dogs 10-1
Sean,
to
you
win
just
it
said
all?
they're shitty.
And-
You just called them pieces
Yes.
of shit.
Yeah.
You just called them pieces of shit.
But if they get in the playoffs, look out. And it doesn't make sense odds wise. How can you be? That'd be like if the Celtics were 10-1 and Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown were 75-1 to win Finals MVP. Like, who? If they win it all at 10-1, that's what I'm getting at. The sprinkle, the last sliver of Dog's hope, and I'm holding on to it. The morsel is a Keenan McCardle or Michael Sowers MVP.
Jaylen Brown would be burning money since he is not signed with Nike and is a Muslim, of course. So people, they hate him. Apparently, those were the reports of why Derek White's audio. Yeah, that's why. Well, I mean, fake reports, but.
Well, Sean, of course,
Nike
CJ and I both know that. I think at the end of the day that the reason that the odds are what they are is that unfortunately Mr. Teat has already won the award. It would take him a massive collapse from New York, and it's a regular season award, Sean.
Right.
So getting into the playoffs would be a fun story, but wouldn't assist in winning this award. So I appreciate your homerism after calling your new favorite team pieces of shit, but horrible.
I mean, you don't think Bill Belichick ever called the Super Bowl winning New England Patriots pieces of shit? I mean, that's how Tom Brady got up in the morning. That's how he went from a doughy backup at Michigan football to a ripped, completely wrinkle-free faced quarterback who won 6 Super Bowls.
Listen, I'm not above rooting for injury. That's for damn sure. And looking at these, I mean, these are such juicy numbers that everyone not named Jeff Teat. Asher Nolting is a guy I actually would take serious consideration at 35-1. He's someone who I liked all year round, preseason and during the season. He's been consistent all year, and he's great. He's a fan favorite too. He's a beast. But yeah, it would take a Teat injury, and I'm all for it. I'm not going to manifest it. I'm certainly not going to root that hope it hurts his career. But even if it does, this is the only sport and the only league where I feel very confident that they have a good fallback plan. Okay, it's already probably lined up. It's probably some kind of hedge fund that they're going to go to anyway. So, you know what I mean? It might be the best thing that could happen to the Teat if he rolls his ankle.
This is the only sport where you have a career-ending injury and it's a better financial situation for you. You're like, oh wait, I don't have to play PLL anymore. My salary's increased. I don't have to use all that PTO from Chase Bank.
I'm doing the math here. I'm pretty sure we should just bet on everyone else, actually.
Yeah,
because
these numbers are insane. Sean's right about that. These numbers just don't make sense, and that's why I love
doing the math. There's a total of it looks like 13 people listed who aren't Jeff Teat. And they're all 2 are 35-1, 1 60-1, 2 are 70-5-1, and the rest are 100-1. If we just took $5 and put it on everyone else, we would be in a good situation.
Yeah, we're betting against Secretariat at the Derby. I'm right. I'm willing. I'm willing to risk that this horse might break a leg. Yeah.
You're crazy to lay money on Tiger Woods to win the Masters.
Absolutely.
Well, and who wins it realistically if Teat does get hurt? Do they just give it to Baptiste? I know I know the baby whale man himself, Newbie, is always calling him the MVP, face-off man for the Atlas. So at 100-1, don't you at least have to sprinkle Baptiste? Yeah. Because if Teat gets hurt, the most likely outcome is that someone still wins it from his team, right? If they're still the best team with the MVP getting hurt, isn't there a different MVP?
Good point. I mean, they do have
Yeah.
they have 7 starting all-stars. So that's
it seems like maybe he's not the most valuable player.
Is this
All right,
going to be the UFL all over again, where it's just going to be the Stallions after
right.
weeks and weeks of talking ourselves into other stuff? Even though in that case, we actually did have a piece of the Stallions at 3-1.
That's true.
Although
Sean,
I also
give me
had Brahmas at 14-1.
Give me everyone else highlighted by Rob Pinnell and Trevor Baptiste. But it does seem like everyone else is a valid betting strategy at this point. And if you can find a field bet, I would 100% take it.
Yeah, it's probably honestly
anything can happen.
It's probably 10-1. I would imagine, which is crazy. All right, they do. Shout out to the PLL. They did hang a line for the All-Star game. Totals at 46.5. West money line is -110. East -120. CJ, I assume you're the only one who actually did some research on the All-Star game. So what are you doing here for the PLL All-Star game?
Well, I mean, when you think All-Star game, you see that ridiculous number of 46.5, which is almost double what the regular totals are. You know what you're in for. It's an all-star game. It's going to be one of those, fanfares back and forth, a lot of those acrobatics, a lot of those Cirque du Soleil for the East Coast, as they tweeted out, as someone tweeted out last week with that acrobatic goal.
That was a pretty awesome goal.
Yeah, I'm not saying these games are rigged by any chance, but they let them do what they like for most of the game, and then towards the end they want to keep it close. So seeing the 1.5, actually, I don't mind taking it with the West. The East is, of course, loaded with New York players. Of course, they have 7 starters. The West, of course, my Carolina Chaos, who was in the West for some reason, they have 6 starters, which is second, which is amazing, including, of course, Blaze Rayon. But I like taking the 1.5 just because I think no matter what, it's going to be a 1-goal game.
Like that strategy. And in an all-star game, I mean, also too, like in lacrosse, 46.5, that sounds insane. I mean, obviously they know what they're doing, setting that total that high, but any game Blaze is involved in, even if he's only playing a quarter, I'm taking the under. Give me the West plus 1.5, -130. Because even if Blaze is only there for a quarter, that's enough to mess up the under, right?
Yeah, we've done this before, Sean. We've done this before. Yeah. The idea of taking
all-star games, it never goes wrong.
No, it's typically overs, but it's been burned. Right. It's the world is past. We've moved past that. And to your point, there's going to be. We've all now watched as much lacrosse as any expert on the planet, and all that we've learned is that lacrosse is a game of streaks. And I have a feeling, much like in the NBA, there's going to be a look at some point in the fourth quarter between 2 of the big alpha dogs, and it's going to get serious. They're going to start playing defense. Easy. 46.5 is, like CJ said, it's almost 2x what we normally get here with a total, which even seems out of whack as a ratio. I don't have a take on the side. I guess you just take the dog. But
I like CJ's take at the plus 1.5.
Plus 1.5 and that under with Blaze until further notice. I don't even care if it is an all-star game. Like you said, I don't care if he plays 25% of the game. When his quarter of the game, he's locking it down.
And Sean, shout out to Dick in the chat. He's wondering what the max contracts would potentially be in lacrosse, spelled like the shirt with the alligator on it. And I gotta be honest. I did a little digging. And we'll leave this as an ongoing segment, but we're going to play Guess Who Makes More Money? The average player in Premier Lacrosse League or the director of human resources over hiring and something about policy.
Wait.
At the PLL you're talking about?
At the PLL, yes.
Okay,
This is the director of human resources at the PLL.
I like this.
That's a good gig. Well, now I'm seeing these ads, or these managers at Walmart are making a good bank. You got Gavin Newsom. You
You
got flipping
guessed
burgers
it. It's
for
the
20 bucks
director
an
of
hour.
human resources making
Right,
more
fast-
money than an average player in the PLL.
Real.
I
Fast
actually
food
did.
employees.
It's not
Yes.
good, Sean. It's not good. It turns out that most of the players are not making much money at all, which explains why Chris Gray did not skip out on Friday with his day job, because obviously, obviously
Again,
it is paying
you
more
have
money
a
than
future there. The PLL's got to start matching 401ks, and then we can have a real league. I blame their 401k matching policy. They should get shares in the league. Would be pretty sweet as well.
Yeah.
All right, where are we at? We talked All-Star game. I like we're all in the West plus 1.5, and
Right.
the under.
Any under.
Yeah. Of course, the under.
Now, Sean, it's not just the game. You know, this look league. They do double headers.
right.
That's how they do it. They do Louisville, Kentucky. No team there, no big deal. You know, they did Minnesota for Native Americans. They're in Fairfield, Connecticut, I think, next week.
Again, I kept cracking up to myself. The Viking logo on Indigenous People Day. The Vikings, they're known for pillaging. That's their whole thing, destroying Native peoples. If you ask, what was the Vikings' legacy? It was murdering, raping, pillaging Indigenous people.
But they were not biased to Native. They weren't biased to Indigenous people. I guess it was people. They raped and pillaged everybody. That's why they were Vikings.
They are really next on the cancel list. All right, CJ. So they have. Yes.
I was just going to say, in fairness, most people were indigenous back when the Vikings were doing their business.
Right.
So.
That's true.
True.
Good point.
Yeah, there hadn't been time to be non-indigenous people. CJ, they have a skills challenge? What do we do?
All right, so Saturday, it's All-Star game Saturday. The game is at noon, but out here in the West Coast time. Before that, at 10:15 sharp will be the skills competition. And they have 5 different events, and this is fun. They have there's teams involved, of course. They're also dipping into the lady lacrosse pool. They get some legends over there, so they kind of got some mixed results. So it's kind of like a mix between a hockey and a basketball. You'll like this. There's the accuracy challenge, which is self-explanatory. Fastest shot that comes, but there's a couple that really jump out there. Lacrosse's answer to the dunk competition is the air gate competition.
What? What is this?
Air gate. And I don't know if gate is spelled for the Gates brothers, but either way, each athlete will have 30s to score an air gate or crease dive style goal in the most creative way possible with 3 judges scoring. Legendary lacrosse judges. They have 30s, which is great.
Polo.
Yeah, 5 athletes for round 1, 2 finalists round 2. Now the ladies are not involved in this one because this is a highly skilled. They don't want to get any injuries there. So we have Dox Aiken, you have Jules Heinberg, Miles Jones is a favorite, and then Ryder Garnsey, who I'm also a wood legend, of course. So I just like this competition because not only is it skilled, fancy, but it's also adding more lingo for our glossary terms, our end of the year glossary, as they will have an air gate crease dive style goal. So I imagine it's a lot of jumping, acrobatics, all kind of like when the Pro Bowl out in Vegas, when they have them jumping over the Bellagio fountain and shit to make catches.
Can I make a prediction? I'm going to make a prediction that the All-Star weekend has some changes next year. I don't want to predict what the changes are. I'm just going to say some things will be changed for next year.
Well, as Kramer said before the show, Sean, he's like, someone was very proud of what they put together this day. This is like a retreat Renaissance fair. Like, okay, we're going to have trust balls, and then we're going to have a paintball, competition. So
there was a PowerPoint. There was definitely.
Well, now we know why the human resource person gets paid more than some of the players, because to put this together, this is team building. This is corporate team building exercise written all over it. They took these guys. Hey, the JP Morgan Chase, what do they call the weekend together, Kramer? Like what was your hooligan fest at Hula?
Yeah, they would refer to it in short lingo. They would say an offsite. So they would be having some sort of executive offsite.
They should rename it PLL's offsite.
Oh, and
here-
why have it? And of all places to have it, but Louisville. Let's make
I
sure
love
that the PLL sends ahead some pictures of all their players to the local law enforcement. Make sure there's no situations like Scotty Scheffler.
Can we get horses involved too? Kind of a polo situation.
Oh, that would be awesome. A little horse action. CJ,
the
do you have
accuracy-
a
Go
do
ahead.
you have a pick? Any picks here for the? I'm assuming there's odds not out, but maybe we'll get some prices listed. Any plays you like for the All-Star game?
Yeah, well, let me get to the next one here, the accuracy
Yeah.
challenge, which are the best shooters in the world take the stage to demonstrate accuracy, precision, and efficiency of shooting. 30 seconds, unlimited shots, 5 targets of equal value with a money ball that's worth 2
Oh, hell
points.
yeah.
3 money
Now-
balls worth 2 points. Now, we have 5 PLL All-Stars and 4 Unleashed All-Stars. Those are the ladies. Now, Jeff Teat is in here. Your boy Mac O'Keefe as well. But the 3-time winner of this event, Marcus Holman, who's in his 12th year of the Boston Cannons. He's won this in 2019, 21, and 22. He's back in it. So he's your lock-on favorite. Now, I did not do the research on this, but I'm looking at some of the ladies. Then you have an Alex Ostholman. I imagine she's the sister of Marcus Holman. And she's finagles and cherry picks her way into the accuracy in there. You have Izzy Sane. She's a great one. Dana Dobby and Charlotte North, who when I Googled Charlotte North, I got a lot of different news articles that were not related to lacrosse. But you have people like Emily Horschuk from Syracuse legend, Alex Oss, which I'll get into later. She is a what they say in the TV world, very marketable, if you know what I mean.
Whoa.
So yeah. So, but you have
Cameron
to go with
Brink-esque.
she. Yes, absolutely. She is just an all-American girl from Maryland. I mean, you know, these are blue chippers. These lacrosse women. That's for damn sure. But yeah, I would have to say Marcus Holman, 3-time champion of this event, coming back with a revenge. He lost last year to Logan Wisnaka, so he's got a chip on his shoulder. So you got to like him in the accuracy challenge.
Do we know? Are they breaking plates like clay pigeons, or is it going to me? Breaking stuff would add a really cool element to this.
Yes, like in hockey with the Cam Neely with the 2 targets in every corner. Yeah, I imagine it is something like that for sure.
It is interesting to have the name Charlotte North because it, like CJ is saying, a lot of just articles about Charlotte, North Carolina pop up when you start trying to do a little digging. I would say I would be careful to fade Charlotte North. She looks like a badass chick, went to North Carolina and apparently has lit up the world in her rookie year. So, and I'm looking at her Instagram right now and it looks like she just got done with a shooting sesh. SHES.
Oh, man.
Listen, these ladies all mean business, and they're all legends in their own right too.
I'm looking at her, Charlotte North. Shout out to Charlotte North. Amazing use of eye black, like just full on, you know, getting that war paint style. You gotta root for a guy like that who goes all out on the eye black and really just dominating. I imagine dominate. Maybe if they're playing in the same game, you could probably get some decent prices on some of these lady laxers as dogs. If or maybe even Holman's sister. If anyone, I mean, you know they like narratives. Holman's sister stealing the accuracy title from brother. That's PL Press.
And what makes this amazing, and what makes that a great play too, because if you look at all the other ladies are in pretty much all the events, and they're all legends. They're all like college player of the years, 2-time. You know, they're coaching now. But Holman's sister is just in this event. She's just like made from the family, you know, from the womb to the accuracy event. It's in the bloodline. So I kind of like her stealing that. Like you look at, you know, an Izzy Skane, who's a 2-time national champion at Northwestern. Who won the Ty Wharton Award as the best player? You know, she's led the all-time NCAA Division I in goals record in 2024. You know, but she doesn't have a chance in the accuracy. So
no, one of the Holmans is winning it.
Quick update. I'm out on Charlotte North. Not only did she attend Boston College, she attended before that Duke. She once scored 10 goals against Virginia Tech, and Sean, she's from Dallas and is a Cowboys fan.
All right, fuck that chick. She's out. Hey, you know who's in? Rhythm. That's right. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. Head over there. Get signed up today. You want to get down on some player props? You got to get a model going over on Rhythm. Already tinkering around with my NFL model. Of course, great for WNBA props. Golf. They've been doing really well with some golf top 10s, top 20s, top 5s even. Again, the golf model is super fun to play with. You can decide, hey, par 3, par 4, par 5. What's most important for this course? Past course history, recent form. It's really cool to tinker around and build your own model. Best part is you get a free 7-day trial to get started. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM.
Now, not to interrupt, but moving on to the next event. I mean, we'll bang through these.
Oh
real
yeah,
quick.
give us the events.
We got
There's
a big play right here. I mean, obviously,
What do we
you
got?
know where we're going with this one with the goalie skills challenge.
Oh, come on.
I know.
Will those cowards hang a price for Blaze?
He is the reigning champion of the goalie skill challenge.
Of course. He's the
Blaze
best goalie
Reorn.
ever.
Yeah, this is not just like, who's the best goalie. You got to do a lot of saving and clearing. Each save counts as 1 point. Clears varying difficulty, providing score multipliers. 52 second rounds, high score wins. 1 round, 4 athletes. Now, this is a pretty interesting competition. You have members of the opposite team. They start 13 yards out, kind of like a penalty shot situation, just firing on the goalie. Once the save is made, that counts as a point. They can only clear the save. The shot scores, they immediately get another shot. Then the goalie clears that ball, and there's 3 options for a multiplier. 3 times the player runs across the line, the 2-point line, 5x if they shoot and score a goal on the opposite net. So you can clear it and fire it down the other net, Ron Hextall or Marty Brodeur style. And each heat has a 52-second time limit. If the ball's in the air when the buzzer sounds, it counts. I mean, this is a lot. This is a lot over barrel. This is my whale play of the day. I'm not doing the sound effect, but call up the Orca call and give me Blaze Reorn to fucking dominate the goalie challenge.
Oh, if they hang a number, this is a smash. I feel like that. I mean, what you were describing with the score multipliers, it felt like a SAT math test where it's like there's one lacrosse goalie heading south with the ball and times 3x multiplier. Right. So you're saying it's not only blocking it, but also clearing it in aggressive fashion
and firing a goal. I like the firing squad on them, like with the 13 yards out. And you think Blaze is going to be sweated by that? And you would think he would have won every year, but he didn't. But the guy who did win 2 years before him, he's not in it this year. I think he probably got a job over at Merrill Lynch or something. So look,
he got the promotion. He can't. He's got a weird 7-on-3 off schedule, so he can't get weekends consistently. Couldn't commit to the full season. I wonder if they will, or when they will offer these numbers, because
they have to.
Especially, it does seem like there's an edge to be had here. I'm gonna get again. I feel like we've watched as much of this league as just about anyone in the world
these
at
books.
this point.
All right.
Oh yeah. I mean, so yeah, boring, but we're all just gonna bet on Blaze.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, I can't imagine. Is there, CJ, rattle off the goalies' names? Is there anyone else worth even taking a stab on?
I mean, you have Brett Dobson from Utah, 3rd year. Tim Troutner, not bad. And Colin Kurse. There's the other 3 competitions. Now, Troutner did win this in 2019, so he is worth taking a stab. Like I said, Kyle Bernlar is one who's a 2-time winner. So if there's anyone, it would be Tim Troutner. But like lock up Blaze Reorn. Keep him in your open parlays for your NFL week 1s, whatever you want to do. Just keep this bet open. This is
give me Blaze to win the goalie challenge with Tampa Bay laying 3.5 week 1 against the Commanders. All right, that feels pretty good.
And real quick, breaking news: they just opened some accuracy shooting odds.
Ooh,
really?
No, not the fastest shot, but they do have accuracy. You're saying?
Well, we also have the fastest shot odds. So fastest shot, it's Neumann -180, Piscino +500, Brennan O'Neill. So I guess they're rolling out all the big guns +500, and Matt Campbell +750. The accuracy, Newman or Holman. We were speaking about the siblings earlier. 2-1, Teat 275, Ament 3-1
Ament,
and
yep.
O'Keefe plus 320. So they are officially opening these things. Shout out Underdog. I'm sure they'll have some fun higher lowers to play around with. Oh boy, what are they doing? This is going to be like a XFL situation, Sean. They're like, you know what? This is almost like the guy behind the curtain is like not really trying to do his job, but they're like, you got to put the PLL stuff up, and he's like, all right, well they got some stuff here. I'm just gonna go down a list. All right.
I think I'd be. What is that Brendan O'Neill fastest shot number? I think I kind of would be interested in
5-1.
5-1.
Why not? Now, granted, Jared Newman here, he is the 3-time winner of this. That's why he's minus 180. You said. It's right. So
that's before Brendan O'Neill was in the league.
You get two. Right. Exactly. This guy's a rookie and he's a phenom. You get 2 attempts with the highest velocity, fastest shot win. So he does know the competition, but at 5-1, how do you not? And is there a separate lady numbers, or they don't even put numbers up for that?
No, not yet. They're probably gonna. Yeah, who knows? Maybe they're just being polite.
What was the Holman accuracy price?
Plus 200
for Marcus Holman.
Yep.
Wow.
For the guy who wins it every year.
I mean, he's
maybe they don't know that, Sean.
Right. He did not win last year. So
we're the only ones who know how to Google the PLL All-Star results.
To go to the actual official league website.
You say that, Sean, but let's think about this. The aggregators have created this interesting phenomenon where way more people know information, but they get fed from the same source. Think about the hot dog eating contest. Noah, who I like Noah, but Noah is not never going to be the smartest individual in any room. He completely picked apart the hot dog eating contest with a number that was widely available for a long time. I'm telling you, you can absolutely find an edge on some shit like this because no one's diving deeper than fucking Dove Kleiman giving them their sweet lacrosse news. So I think we got something here.
Okay. Now, finally, the last event we have to talk about here before we get into it. Now, I hope there's some numbers on this. And I need to get some lady numbers in there, not just Dana Dowley, Charlotte North, but I mean, Emily Harshik for Syracuse and Izzy Skin. I mean, there's just so many. And we have to get in on this Alex Haas. She's a blue chipper. Anyway, the final event, the one everyone gets excited for, the Lacrosse Derby Challenge, Sean and Ryan. This is a test of this is your MTV Rock and Jock. This is a test of speed, agility, and precision. They sprint from one end to the top of the 2-point line, navigate through an agility ladder, speaking of ladders, and a dodging course. Then they complete a wall ball sequence before hitting a target. 2 teams of 4 comprising of 2 PLL pros, 2 Unleashed pros, that's the ladies. They compete all on a back and forth running a derby challenge. So this is your grand finale. This is where they all come out to your best of the best. Well, and we get an appearance from Holman's sister in this one as well.
See, I feel like this one is like the NBA. What do they call that? The skills challenge, right?
Yeah, the skills challenge when you do a chest pass and shit like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like any success I had betting that event was taking the weird tall Europeans that they didn't think
right.
Well, and also and young guys that would actually take it seriously. So what are we looking at in the field here? Is there I'm think I'm going to lean dogs here unless has there been a dominant winner here?
This is a new event, I believe.
Oh, okay. Well, then, you got to go. Just give me the biggest dog here. No one should be a favorite in this event.
Right. Yeah. And I like anything. There's a wall ball. There's multiple targets, a dodging course. Just an agility ladder is amazing as well. If you want youth, I would have to go. Well, Charlotte North is pretty young. Piper Bond, a lot of the ladies. Dox Aiken. And your 4th year might be your guy there if there's a number on him. Tom Schreiber is the best player, but he's definitely old. And my girl, Izzy Skane from Northwestern, 2-time champion. She is young. She's like 23. She's just fresh out of the gates here.
Yeah.
And I mean, that'd be my play here. Give me Izzy.
And don't we think, if we're being honest with ourselves here with the league, don't we think maybe they created some events so that they could crown so that not all the men win these events if they're having them go head to head against the women. Like, I think this event is perfect for a lady to win. And what I'm gonna lean when the prices come out, biggest dogs I can find, but definitely if they're making the ladies underdogs in here, this is an event I think they can compete and certainly win. And I think they're going to be really motivated to stick it to the men here. This feels like a good opportunity to do it.
And there's a lot of ladies involved. Piper Bond is a man, by the way. I meant to say that. It's for Utah.
What?
Short stick middleman.
Really short stick, apparently.
Yeah,
short stick middleman. Short stick middleman. But as you were saying, Sean, any kind of event that you need guile and intellect and wits, I think the ladies have an advantage. You know,
cunning.
Cunning. Absolutely. They like
emotional intelligence.
Anytime where you get to overthink something, women will dominate in that category. Sure.
Kramer, what are you doing here? I think obviously just biggest dog, and if they're going to price the ladies as underdogs, I think that's crazy.
Yeah, I was actually trying to find any information about this professional league. I'm with you. I like a good conspiracy. So two competing theories in my mind. One, these guys aren't making enough money to give a shit about any sort of fucking like message that isn't them winning whatever bonus check that comes with this stupid competition.
Right.
Two, I could absolutely, based on some of the other shenanigans the league office has gotten into, see them propping up something to make a point. So I don't know. I feel like that there's no way that anyone can have any sort of idea or handicap on any of this stuff. I'm inclined to take the dog on all of this.
Yeah, I think the part of the problem is I think this is more of a team event. I think that's why they won't have any great numbers on it. Like the men are pairing up with the women, what I can tell from this.
Yeah, it's honestly, I think there was probably a PowerPoint involved. I think in the moment we're gonna just like when the announcers have been confused why the refs were screwing over the Redwoods, we're gonna have confusion during these events because the complicated explanations are going to be way too difficult for these lacrosse players.
Yeah,
and
we're going to realize 10 in the morning too. You know,
we're going to realize in the middle of this relay race. In the middle of the derby, it's going to be like
specials going.
Oh yeah, there's gonna be mint juleps. I mean, there's gonna be Kentucky whiskey whipping around out there. It's noon Kentucky time, 10 o'clock our time, but still,
that's the other thing.
Yeah, he's gonna be out at the Bourbon Trail.
It could also just be something they don't care about at all, and they are actually shit-faced, and we just get this hilarious event. I don't know. Take the dog.
I mean, take the dog in all this, right? I mean, with the exception of, I think Holman in the accuracy, O'Neill at 5-1, I think is interesting, and then other than that, just the biggest dogs you can find on the prices they'll hang. But the Holman accuracy thing, I think, is legit.
At 2-1. I mean, I have to check those books again. I mean, these numbers are off.
Yeah, that's crazy. Come on.
I cannot. Because I'm south of the border, I can't seem to get to FanDuel, but DraftKings has 2-1. It is
that
funny.
Is crazy.
You're blocked from when you're in the country of Mexico. Very interesting.
Yeah, Underdog won't even let me go to their website right now because I'm in Costa Rica. They said you've been blocked due to suspicious activity. We know they said you're blocked because you might be hacking the website. The exact.
We're in the three worst places to be to bet on lacrosse or any kind of sports: Mexico, Costa Rica, and California.
Yeah, that is great. This website is using a security service to protect itself from online attacks. The action you just performed triggered the security solution. There are several actions that could trigger this block. All right, hilarious. So I'm blocked out of Underdog, but I'll find a way. I'll find a way to get down on this PLL action. All right, before we go, any other? We do have the future market up. Sounds like MVP everyone but Jeff Teat. Any other futures you want to toss out here, CJ?
How about? I mean, I think that rookie of the year 10-1 Brendan O'Neill is pretty juicy there for sure. I mean, that's doable. He's got TJ Malone and Collar Schellenberger, of course, is the leader. But I mean, it only takes one or two eye-popping games like he already had in game 2
Yes.
of the season for him to go right in the forefront. And they're going to be like I said, unlike the WNBA, they're like, we have to give this guy something because he is their star they want to promote. So I think that's a great play.
Yeah, I mean, of all the stuff we gave out, the Brennan O'Neill Rookie of the Year 10-1. I get Schellenberger's been playing good. TJ Malone is interesting at plus 370, but 10-1 on Brennan O'Neill. He made the All-Star game. And clearly that was a fan vote. They're trying to hype this kid up. He gets hot here in the second half. Look out. So yeah, Brennan O'Neill 10-1 Rookie of the Year, I think, is actually my favorite future on the board. I do like the anyone but Jeff Teat for the MVP stuff. Kramer, any other futures you want to give out?
Yeah, well, a couple. One, I wonder.
Don't give out
they have win totals as well.
Adjusted win totals.
Sean, the win total 3.5 for the Redwoods. Are you kidding me? Are they aware they still play 5 games? Are they aware the Redwoods? Right. I'm sorry, they still have their doubleheader. I mean, Sean, this is a team. I didn't want to say too many nice things. They've only played 4 games. Let me repeat myself. They're only 2 back, 2.5 if you count the loss to the Atlas for the number 1 seed, Sean. So to see that they are offering odds of 100-1 for the Redwoods to be the number 1 seed, I will happily take a piece of that. Redwoods over 3.5 wins. I will happily take that. Me and CJ are sitting on some nice 30-1 Redwoods futures.
Yep.
We got in early. Aware of these things? Are they not aware?
Yeah, but you guys, Redwoods aren't going to go 4-1. Give me the under. I'm adding that to my card.
Redwoods. What do you mean the Redwoods?
They only need 3 wins. They already got a W in the books.
Yeah. What are you talking about? Let's go.
I thought it was I misread. So they can go 3-2 and then hit this over, right?
Yeah.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're going under. Give me the Redwoods under.
They're 1-0 in games where the league didn't try to screw them. And they have 2 games on. They have multiple games on the West Coast where they can't be given a body clock disadvantage. This is one of the best values you will see, Sean. In a league of 8 teams where 6 make the playoffs, they are still 22-1. They've only played 4 games. Some teams have played 6.
No, CJ, don't.
They're giving off 23 San Antonio, Arlington Renegades vibes for 7 championships. You also could have got a number like this, same exact thing, and they wheeled their way into the playoffs, and next thing you know, they went on a run.
Fun fact: as I was digging into the league, guess how many teams have a negative goal differential?
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I'd
now,
say,
are you talking total points or
yes?
Tallies? Were you talking tallies?
Tallies or
points?
Yeah.
Points.
Okay.
Scores.
I'd say, yeah, right. I'd say 4 of them have a negative differential.
Only 3 are positive.
3.
Only 3 are positive. The Archers are +2.
Good math, Sean.
The Archers are +2. The Cannons are +5, and we all know they're trash. And the Atlas are +28. So basically, you have one team that's doing really well.
It is the Stallions. It's the Stallions all over again.
All right, that's what I'm trying to say.
All right, I'm going to say put a mega bet on Atlas +185. I'm tired of fighting it.
I know, and you know what? And they did exactly what we said. I said, if this backup goalie, who they said is a world beater, like, well, why wasn't this guy starting? And they finally wait till he gets in there. They finally start him, and he gives up 4 goals or whatever. Even nothing. I mean, he's amazing. This team might be unstoppable, right? They might be unstoppable.
Yeah, Brendan O'Neill, Rookie of the Year, Atlas mega play. Dogs over 3.5 total wins. Redwoods under 3.5 total wins. That's all you need to know. And the under in the All-Star game. Let's get it. Right. Anything else, gentlemen?
Yeah, quick shout out to Sean Green. Happy birthday as he comes in from New Mexico land. I mean, I forgot to get it out there. I didn't put it in the Slack because I didn't want to embarrass you with a bunch of kids firing memes at you. I know how that goes, but glad you could get out there for their birthday for number 40 or whatever it is. Congratulations. Happy birthday.
Thank you, CJ. CJ and Moonoff, only two SGPN people that have wished me a happy birthday. Oh, shout out to the chat wishing me a happy
Chad
birthday.
knows it as well. And I only found out because your wife posted about it with a picture.
Throwing the end of the show, CJ. There you go.
It is funny the birthday text that came in, all courtesy of people who were. I could tell who saw my wife's birthday post.
Yeah, your wife posted on Instagram. That's why I saw it. I'm like, oh, I'm doing a show later. I'll save her for that. I'm not going to do a stupid text or post. But I bring it up, Kramer, because on your birthday, don't you feel like you're going to hit a bet on your birthday? Usually, like you feel like you have that. You just have that vibe with you, like, all right, things are going my way. You know what I mean? And you put down a bet.
I'm not a birthday guy. I'm the wrong guy to agree with you on this. But yeah, I agree. I mean, it is funny.
You don't have to be a birthday guy to think you're going to win a fucking bet here, Kramer. I'm not saying I'm not saying I want a cake or someone jumping out of a club event for me. But
I will say it is strange that people can forget Sean's birthday. It's literally 7-Eleven.
7-Eleven.
7-Eleven. I never even thought of that. 7-Eleven's an inside job.
Remember Kramer's birthday, August 24th, contest sign-up weekend come out.
Wow.
Is it really? 8/24, Kobe Day?
Yep. Anyone who comes out, signs up, Ryan will shotgun a beer with you. I'm going to go have a couple cocktails myself. Thanks to
awesome. That's my sobriety day too. So I'll come out there and ruin it, and I'll ruin it all for you. 8/24. That sounds great.
For the record, it was my day before it was Kobe's day.
Yeah, I know. And his was a marketing ploy anyway, changing numbers.
Yeah. Well, let's not. We kind of forgot why he changed numbers, but R.I.P.
Because Sprite dropped him, right? Why did they drop him? I forget.
Right. Well, he went from 8 to 24, which is time sweet because he beat 3 of the allegations that got him to 24.
Yeah, Colorado was a different place back then.
It's one of those those goalie competition multipliers. All right. Thank you for participating in the Sports Gambling Podcast. For the Sports Gambling Podcast, I'm Sean at Second the Money Green. He's Ryan.
Happy birthday, Sean.
Yes, birthday boy.
Kramer, let it ride.